We derive the equations of motion by graphical method. For that, we will first see a velocity time graph. Here velocity and time have been represented on y and x axis respectively. Now we are taking a velocity time graph for uniform motion, which is a straight line, something like this. And this graph AB represents uniform motion velocity time graph. Now the initial velocity of object at point A corresponding to point A is u, and the final velocity corresponding to point B is v. Now the time we have taken from t is equal to 0, and at the end of motion, that is when it reaches final velocity v, the time is t. So all the points have been labeled here on the graph as shown. Now we are going to derive the equations, but first we must keep in mind that here u is initial velocity, v is the final velocity, and the different lengths or distances shown in the graph AE and DB, as you can see from the graph, AE and DB are equal to each other and they are equal to v minus u. Similarly, OC and AD are equal to each other. OC and AD are equal to each other and they are equal to time t. Also, OA and CD, the distances OA and CD are equal to the value u, initial velocity u, and OE is this distance. This is the final velocity v. All right. So this is our main quantities involved in the derivation. Now let us start the derivation. So as you see, we will derive first equation. As you know that acceleration is given by change in velocity divided by time taken. Now how do you find the acceleration from a speed time graph? So in order to find acceleration from speed time graph, you must find its slope. Now slope of a graph, slope of this line AB is given by dy by dx. So here dy is equal to BD and dx is equal to AD. So in order to find its slope, that is its acceleration, it will be dy by dx, that is BD upon AD. And as we already have all the values in the above discussion, so we will just put those values. dB is equal to v minus u and AD is equal to t. So we just substitute these values here. Now we get this expression A is equal to v minus u by t. So finally v minus u is equal to AD. On further rearranging the terms, we get, now we will derive the second equation of motion, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Here we will find out the distance traveled by object in time t. Now you see that whenever you want to find the distance traveled by object in any given time using velocity time graph, all you have to do is find the area covered under the velocity time graph. So here the area covered under our velocity time graph forms a trapezium, that is trapezium OABC, that I have shaded here. Okay, so here the area covered under velocity time graph represents the distance traveled by the object. Okay, now what I can do is I can simply divide this trapezium into two parts. One is a triangle and the other one is a rectangle. Okay, so that means area of trapezium can be written as the sum of area of rectangle OADC and area of triangle ABD. All right, so on proceeding further, we write the formula for area of rectangle and area of triangle. Now you know that area of rectangle is given by L into B. Here the L and B are OC and OA respectively. So we have multiplied OC into OA, and area of right triangle ABD is half base into height, where base is AD and height is BD. So we have put all these values here. Now in the beginning of this discussion, we had assigned the values to all these terms. So all we do is substitute those values in this equation and we get this particular expression. Now we use first equation of motion from where we know that v minus u can be written as at. So all I do is substitute this v minus u in the above equation by at. So we will have, next is the third equation of motion, again using the same graph. In this derivation also, we will try to find the distance traveled by the object in time t. And as I already told you, in order to find the distance traveled by object in time t, we must find the area under this trapezium, that is OABC. Okay, but like in earlier portion, we divided this trapezium in two parts, triangle and rectangle. This time we are not going to do that. This time we are writing directly the formula for area of trapezium, which is half into sum of parallel sides multiplied by its height. You must have studied this formula for area of trapezium in your lower classes. So we are using that formula here. Now, which all are the parallel sides of this trapezium? They are BC or CB and OA. Okay, so half sum of parallel sides means half CB plus OA, and the height is equal to OC here. So we put all the values and we get this expression. Now we have again substituted the respective values of all these quantities or distances which we have given at the beginning of this derivation. Alright, so we get this particular expression. Now proceeding further, we know from first equation of motion that t can be written as v minus u by a. So all I am doing is putting this value of t in the above equation. And what do I get? Half v plus u or u plus v into v minus u by a. Now you know a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So we have half v square minus u square divided by a. This is s. So we can also write s is equal to v square minus u square by 2a, and on rearranging the term or sending 2a to the other side of the equation, multiplying it to the other side, we get the third equation of